What is up? I am Ross Cessna from Spiritual Phoenix Studios. We are on day 6 of the introduction ritual, and today we are meeting the Carnal. Hey, what is up, everybody? Ross Cessna from Spiritual Phoenix Studios here. We're going to do a quick recap of the signs from the balancer before we move on to the ritual for the Carnal, and then I'll explain the Carnal afterwards. So as far as like signs from the balancer, there is a lot of little subtle hints. There was a lot of cool breakthrough thoughts that were somewhat unique. Balance, or like finding that center point, has been a big part of my focus over the past couple of years. And there was a big breakthrough for me in understanding how much thinking of my own is binary, and then how much culturally we're taught to think in like a binary, like yes or no sort of way, when in all honesty, most things are kind of in this gray area. And then also understanding how limiting this binary left or right thing is, and understanding that it's like this gray area that gives us the dynamic of life. So that was like a really, really big one. And a cool little sign from the balancer is this morning I walked my dog, and then I was taking my dog to my car because I drive to my mom's in the morning and we go for a walk. And I looked up at my window where the altar is, right? And one of the curtains was like dark and the other one was light. So it was literally like a symbol or a sign from the balancer. So that was like super cool, right? And then I had mentioned the day before about sometimes feeling like the card I'm being introduced to is like having some overlapping time, and there's some signs there. And in regards to the Carnal, I really felt like there was a lot of that too, where there was a lot of this like sexual energy kind of just showing up in different ways in my life. So it was really interesting to see how that works. And with that, let us begin the introduction ritual for the Carnal. All right, so we are on day 6 now with the Carnal. We are going to light the candles first off. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we are going to light the charcoal briquette. Let me do it this way with my other arm out of the way. Oop. Okay, so the charcoal briquette is lit now. Now while we're waiting for that to go, we're going to light the Palo Santo. So the stone that I picked today for the Carnal is actually carnelian. Carnelian kind of has that warmth quality to it that I pick up with the Carnal, because there's like this very warm feeling emanating from the card, obviously, like sexual contact type warm, being next to another person. So there's carnelian, right? So to me, it has that quality. And the other quality about the Carnal card is there's like this wet or liquid quality to it. At least to me, you might not pick up on that. Carnelian has this watery influence. And if I'm not mistaken, too, carnelian is actually associated with the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is relative to water, and it's also relative to creativity and sexual energy, but then it's also relative to healing energy, because despite people thinking that healing energy comes from like heart chakra, in my studies it actually comes from sacral chakra, and that's kind of one of the issues of why sometimes healers can become predators, because they're misusing their sacral chakra energy in healing, right? So with all of that being said, I'm going to get this going, right? So, let us start it off. I call on you, great servant, the saint, to come to me so I may know you. I am Ross Cessna, the master and ruler of this domain. I call you here so that you can introduce me to the servant, the Carnal, who is known for sexuality and physical intimacy. O great servant, the saint, bring the carnal forth so that I may recognize her, and in return she will recognize me as her friend and master. Ever obey me, great servant, the carnal, and ever please me. In return, I will offer you acknowledgement and sustenance so that your energy, potency, and fame increase. Give me a sign that you have heard my call and have come forth to welcome me as your master and friend. I make these offerings as a thanks to both of you. And this is where I need my incense spoon. And I've done the order of this a little bit different than I normally would. And that's okay, right? So for the saint, I'm going to do communication again. And that's the other thing about this too, right? If you think about a good physical, like a good romantic relationship or good sexual relationship, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Communication is a key facet of that. And then also having communication in that capacity is very healing too, right? So we're going to pour the tea for both of them. And the other reason that I picked the healing incense too, outside of the sacral chakra connection, is I think a lot of us need healing done to how we perceive sex and some of the animal attraction and animal magnetism and passion, because it's been very vilified in our culture. And then additionally, just the healing of kind of sexual energy, sexually repressed energy, because it's either polarized to one extreme. There's not really a normalization yet in a meaningful way. And then there is the healing. The healing has like cinnamon and orange peel in it. It has like a very, very fall scent. So it's very perfect for right now. I'm going to stir that around. Okay. Then we light the Palo Santo one more time, just to kind of close it out with this. And that's one of the things too that's super interesting, like doing the meditations in the morning here, like a second time with the cards. Like I meditate when I'm done with these videos, and then I meditate in the morning as well here, and it's just so different to see how much the energy changes and to feel the physical presence of some kind of intelligence or energy associated with the card. So with all of that said and done, we are going to get on with the show, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Carnal next. Okay, so we just had our introduction to the Carnal, or we did the introduction ritual. Now let's learn a little bit more about her. This servant shows us how to feel positive about our sexuality and physical bodies. She encourages us to feel sexy, attractive, and physically desired. And I think some of us need that at times, right? In like a meaningful way. Her mantra is, I am desired and lusted after. And her keywords are desire, beauty, passion, sexiness, lust, self-love, physicality, sex, charisma, and confidence. And her prayer is, O great servant the Carnal, who is famed for her power to make passion known, I call on you to rekindle my inner lustful fire. Let me turn heads. And honestly, with everything that's gone on this year with coronavirus, I think a lot of us probably feel that we've lost some of our edge. I felt like I had lost mine long before that. So it's kind of cool to have this come back around and rekindle that spark, right? So with all of that being said, we will now, this is the part where I ask you for subscriptions, liking the video and comments. Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel and all that stuff. That would be great. And then tomorrow we are going to meet the chaste. So it's the exact opposite expression of the Carnal, or so I believe at this point. Let's check it out tomorrow. Have a blessed day, and thanks so much for checking this out.